today due to increased flexibility in low voltage power distribution. Circuit breakers with remote and local operations require to be fitted with certain accessories, namely spring charging motor, shunt release, closing coil, under voltage release. The selection of accessories depends mainly on the control voltage and the process requirement. So, this may lead to fitment of accessory in the breaker at site, and accessory fitment during periodic maintenance is also a need. Smooth fitment of accessories in circuit breakers is a very important factor because of high downtime. Fitment of accessory in a circuit breaker demands shutting down the particular feeder. If accessory fitment is a complex and time-consuming process, it affects the production time considerably. Longer fabrication time. Due to normal requirement as well as last-minute changes during drawing approval, accessory fitment in the workshop of the panel manufacturer is required. Long and complex process of accessory fitment for each breaker increases total manufacturing time. Siemens air circuit breakers are designed with such great flexibility. It has made the job of accessory fitment extremely simple and quick for the user. We shall now see how simple and fast it is to fit an accessory in a Siemens air circuit breaker. Siemens 3WL air circuit breaker. First, we'll display the process of fixing the spring charging motor. After undoing the screws, you have to swing down the charging lever to take out the front panel to expose the internal compartment of the charging motor. On the left-hand side wall, you will find a shaft called spline shaft of the manual operating mechanism. The motorized mechanism is inserted in its slot and fitted on the spline shaft. The single screw is then fixed and the cables are tied neatly to connect to the auxiliary screw connectors. The wires are terminated at X51 and X52. The unique Sigut termination does not require any screw fixing. Just press with a screwdriver in the slot above the auxiliary wire terminal to open the spring-loaded terminal. Remove the screwdriver once the wire is inserted and it will be held tightly. This reduces the complexity and wiring time greatly. Now we shall demonstrate fixing of the three coils, namely shunt release, closing coil and under voltage coil, one by one. First, please remove the retainer bracket which holds the three coils in place. Before the attempt to install the coils for a withdrawable breaker, it's drawn out. The coils are put one by one and the connections are made through the auxiliary terminals. Connection becomes simple and quick thanks to the innovative screwless cable terminals. The retainer bracket is fixed again and the operator panel is put back. After the accessory fitment is done, we recommend that you update the type number and the accessory voltage on the nameplate with an indelible ink pen. Alternatively, you can ask for new nameplates from us. Now, we shall demonstrate a very important safety function which is uniquely inbuilt in 3WL ACB to prevent any chance of accidental electrical shock to the operator. Unless you switch off the ACB, the racking handle does not come out of its slot. Even if you have not switched off the breaker automatically gets switched off when you lift and hold the control lever to extract the crank handle. Now, you can start the racking operation as the breaker comes out of the guide frame and keeps moving from connected to isolated position. The ACB is fitted with intelligent but simple padlocking facility which enables the user to padlock the ACB in any of the three positions. Siemens 3WT air circuit breaker. As a preparation for fixing accessories for a withdrawable breaker, we need to rack out the breaker, and for a fixed breaker, we need to remove the auxiliary terminal connectors. This can be done even when the breaker is installed in the switchboard. For a withdrawable ACB, the unique safety feature comes into play. If you do not switch off the breaker, the racking shutter does not open. After this, the ACB is drawn out to the disconnected position. Now, the front cover is removed by swinging down the charging lever. Now you can see the slot meant for the motor in the right-hand wall of the breaker. To fix the motor, you have to swing down the charging lever and fit the central shaft of the motor to that of the manual charging lever while the motor mechanism is inserted in the slot meant for it. And please be careful not to damage the wiring and components on the PCB of the motor. Both the mounting feet of the geared motor must be in full surface contact with the left-hand side metal wall of the motor slot in which the motor is mounted only with 2 screws. The wires with the blade contacts are inserted in the auxiliary terminal slots X108 and X109. Any of the wires can be put in any of the slots as the motor is protected against polarity reversal. Next, we shall fix the closing coil on the extreme left slot. You have to pull the black colored plastic bolt and incline the coil towards the front to insert the bracket behind the coil into the white groove on the breaker's inside wall and click fit the top of the back plate below the hook. Then, press the bolt back gently to its original position till it has no movement. Please insert the blade contacts in X112 and X111. The fixing of the blade contacts at the terminals should be ensured with the fitment sound. The next slot is for the second shunt release, because the third slot would be occupied by the under voltage release. If there is no under voltage coil, you have to fix the shunt release in the third slot only. Please follow the similar process of fitting the bracket at the back of the coil into the groove. Once the shunt release is fitted, the wires are connected through the blade contacts to the auxiliary terminals X113 and X114. Now, the third slot on the extreme right gets fitted with the under voltage coil following the same process, and the blade contacts of the wires get connected to the auxiliary terminals X202 and X201. After the accessory fitment is done, we recommend immediate editing of the nameplate with indelible ink, or you can ask for a new nameplate. Now, we shall demonstrate another interesting feature of the racking shutter. The racking shutter is provided with a padlocking facility by which it can be padlocked in any of the positions. Once it's padlocked, further racking in and out operation is not possible with the racking handle. Thus, quick and easy accessory fitment makes Siemens air circuit breakers highly modular and extremely user-friendly. We also offer various useful training modules to our customers on air circuit breakers and other switchgear products.